So again, we're factoring this by grouping. I want you to stop, pause, and try to solve it yourself, and then we'll do it together. So when you work a problem like this, the first thing you should do when you notice a number in front of x squared is see will 4 go into everything, right? Because the easiest way to do this would be to take the 4 and factor it out of each term, right? And that's just standard factoring. But what you notice is 4 doesn't go into 35 and doesn't go into 49, does it? Hello? And so we need to factor by grouping. So we're going to multiply a and c. Okay, a is the number in front of x squared, and c is 49, where this is b, negative 35 is. So when I multiply 4 times 49, what do I get? 196. Now, here's how I would list your factors of 196. Remember, they have to add up to be negative 35, don't they? I would just start with 1. 1 times 196. Then go to 2. 2 times what? 98. Then 3 times what? 3 doesn't go into it? What about 4?
49.
4 times 49. What about 5? No. 6. 7.
28.
7 times 28. And what you notice is 27 and 28 will work. 7 times 28, 7 plus 28 is 35. So if I do negative 7 plus negative 28, that'll give me negative 35, won't it?
Yep.
Okay, so let's write it like this. 4x squared, and let's just write negative 35 as minus 7x minus 28x plus 49, right? Would you agree with me that negative 7x minus 28x is negative 35x? So you can write it like this. This term here, or this expression we've got written here is exactly the same as that one. And now we'll group it, okay? Let's group the first two binomials together, all right? And why don't we change this minus to a plus and put the negative with the 28? I don't like plus and negative, but in this case you have to do it. And this will be our second one right there. Okay? And now let's factor each one. 4 does not go into this first one, but x does. So I can write it as x times 4x minus what? 7. Good. Plus. Now let's factor the second one. I'm going to factor the negative out, and it looks like 7 will go into everything. Okay? So I'm going to factor the negative out, so I'm going to write negative 7 out front, right? Times, well, negative 7, if I divide this by negative 7, I get what, 4x? And if I divide this by negative 7, I get negative 7. And here's what's awesome, is you're hoping that what's left inside the parentheses in both is the same. Anytime I have a negative right here, I want to factor that negative out along with the number. So I want to factor a negative 7 out, not a positive 7, right? And so now that I have this term and this term are the same, I can factor 4x minus 7 out of this and factor 4x minus 7 out of this. And so I'll have 4x minus 7. And so then I say, okay, well, I divided this term by 4x minus 7. And I divided this term by 4x minus 7, which basically made it go away from here and here, leaving me only x minus 7 here, right? And so what you did is this is your answer. You completely factored our original problem, and this right here is your answer. And if you were to redistribute, if you were to take 4x and multiply by both, and if you were to take negative 7 and multiply by both, you'd get what you started with right here.